is a fabulous fabric from the land of the five rivers.
Two years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
So what? Test, test, test. Can you hear me? All right. You said say it again. All right, cool. Man, we had some technical difficulties to start the show. Man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Man, this show was supposed to be a victory lap about, hey, man, I told you that Max was going to get traded. Man, Spytek's been doing his thing. I told you he's the guy that's giving me hope about the Raiders. Man, oh man, bro. This whole show like literally changed up at literally right before, like a few hours before, like when we all found out that the Ravens, this scumbag organization that they call the you're on mute. Oh damn. You sure? Hold on, let me see.
Yeah.
Test,
you
test.
Get him right.
Test. I can hear you. Can you hear Severe?
Check. After Ravens.
We good. Let us know in the chat. Man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Can y'all hear Severe? I can hear you, but
I know.
Let's see the chat. The chat is see what good now. All right, for sure, man. Appreciate it, Ken. Appreciate the night crew pulling up.
Yes.
Chill, Ray, man. You took the words out of my mouth, man. Yeah, exactly, man. F Baltimore, man. That's really what the situation is, man. Let's if we're being honest, man. What's good, Roy, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Happy Tuesday to my guy Daniel, man. What's going on? Man, we got Raider J Raider in the building. Hey, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Next time I see a Raven fan, I'm rushing them. Hey, honestly, it has nothing to do with the Raven fans. This has everything to do with the Raiders front office, the Ravens front office, and we got to throw in Steve Bisciotti in there, the owner, because the Ravens kind of have a history of, I guess, getting out of these deals last second, which that's how they do business. That's how we'll get into that. We'll get into that, man. We appreciate everybody pulling up. I know, man. I know. And it's not even that they were losing 2 first-round picks against the Ravens. It's the way they handled it. If they weren't interested, if they weren't sure about it, they shouldn't have agreed to the deal, which then, affected the Raiders' options right now, because the Raiders are kind of put in a tough situation because now, like, what? Are they going to trade Max for chump change? Nah, we're not doing that. We're going to get into that conversation. Spoon was good, man. Appreciate you pulling up. 2 first-round picks, I'm cool with it. I know, man. Ridiculous, man. We're going to get into it because I was pissed earlier. Right now, I'm calming down a little bit, but I'm just going to try to see if I can tap into that rage. That, obviously it's all a game. It's entertainment, but this was. If you've been watching the show, you know me. I've been cool, calm, and collected. Hey, you know what? I expect the Raiders to do this, do that. They're rebuilding. They need some talent. They need to upgrade here. Once we upgrade here, we're gonna make some happen. We'll make some. We're not gonna be able to address all the moves, but the Raiders never fail. They never fail, man, to keep it dysfunctional. And maybe this is not, I wouldn't say this is the Raiders' fault. I'm not blaming the Raiders, but for whatever reason, as Raider fans, we're used to this. We're used to things like this. And in this case, the Baltimore Ravens rescinded the trade offer that they initially agreed to, 2 first-round picks that they sent over to the Raiders. They rescinded that offer due to a failed physical. And you know why it smells fishy? You know what I mean? You know why it sounds questionable? Because and the funny thing is, this is not just me talking about it. This is not just, obviously Severe is going to chime in on this as well. But this is the entire league. This is insiders. These are people, like, everybody's on the Raiders side. You got GMs coming out and, making comments and saying that, the Raiders got the short end of the stick. Like, it was a terrible situation, terribly handled by the Baltimore Ravens. For them to fail the physical, everybody knew Max Crosby's injury situation where he was recovering from a off-season procedure. Everybody knew that. But what happened is they got cold feet. The Ravens got cold feet, and they decided to pull the plug. And now we're hearing that they most likely are going to land Trey Henderson. or Hendrickson. Which, what a coincidence! That's a crazy coincidence. Oh, you just automatically, bam, you got a deal ready to go with Trey Hendrickson after you rescinded the trade. That means this was the plan. This is a last minute plan that you guys came up with. I mean, I want to go in, but man, it's severe. Take it away, man. I'm really like I'm a loss for words right now because I was gonna go in, I really wanted to go in earlier, but what was your first thoughts when you heard the trade, man?
When I heard that I got rescinded, well, first of all, before I address that, there was somebody in here saying Max to the 49ers. Look, bro, we trade Max to the 49ers. That substation gonna have that meniscus fall off the bone like it's tendonitis.
Nah, for real,
want
man.
those issues, bro. Y'all do not want them issues, bro. Anyway, when I heard about that, which at first I thought it was because somebody sent it to me, and I was like, bro, this is fake. I was like, this is fake, bro. I first thing I did, I went to Google, and I didn't see anything about it. Then I went to IG, and I didn't see nothing about it. Not IG. I went to X, and I didn't see nothing about it. And then I was like, well, let me go to the Raiders IG, and I saw the Raiders IG, and I was like, damn, this shit is real.
Yeah.
And I was just like, but like, all I could do is laugh, bro. It's always something. It's all like, I was like, bro, it's like, I was just thinking like, bro, we really about to get through an entire offseason with like nothing, like with the craziest thing is like this Max saga that before he got traded, all the speculation, is that going to be like the craziest thing that happens to us? Like that can't be it, bro. We're the Raiders, bro.
Yeah.
Like we're not about to get through an off season without some kind of drama. Like I put a reel on IG. Like, and it was like basically like, the LeBron meme was like, here you go, 2 more. Like, that's the Raiders. Like, like right when the Raiders was like, oh, bro, we about to, we're done with crazy off seasons, and the football guys was like, here you go, 2 more for you. Like, that's what it is for us, bro. Like, we thought we was done after we got rid of AP and we brought in Pete Carroll. It was like, oh, we're the grown-ups now. No more of the craziness, no more of that. And what happens? We got the whole Christian Wilkins drama. And then we get that out the way. Oh, we bringing in Clint Kubiak and yada his staff, and we're turning a new leaf. And what happens? This stuff, bro. It's always something with us, bro. And that's just what like we're just cursed, man. We're just I don't know what it is, bro. We're cursed.
Yeah, we're cursed, and it almost feels like that the Raiders' reputation is what it is that people expect this to come out of the Raiders. So then teams like the Ravens, scumbag organization like the Ravens, feel like they can get away with something like this. Oh, well, it's the Raiders. Who cares? No one cares about the Raiders. You know what I mean? Like, but I hope that this is going to damage their reputation. I'm sure at the end of the day, they're still a, $1 billion football team owned by Steve Bisciotti. They're still going to be a team in the NFL, but hopefully the league is on notice on when you're doing business with the Ravens. Because if they say they agree to something, it don't mean that they agree with it. It means that they want to hold you hostage while they look at other options. And then once they figure out there's a better option or a better way they want to handle their current situation football wise, that means they'll just rescind the trade or rescind the deal or whatever the case may be. And someone in the chat said, salute, hey man, salute, appreciate everybody coming through. Someone in the chat says that they have the history of doing this. Jeremy Fowler actually, I believe he had an article about this, and he talked about like the Ravens actually had a history of like rescinding offers in the past. Let me see if I can pull that up. I think I had it up earlier, but if you haven't already, make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Look, this is how I feel about the Max Crosby situation. To your point, Severe, the Raiders are always in these types of dysfunctional situations, whether it's their fault or not. But now the Ravens doing this, like I said, is a scumbag move because they waited into day two of free agency to be like, oh, well, he failed his physical. Like they didn't know anything about Max Crosby's procedure. Like he wasn't recovering from a procedure that was done earlier in the offseason. Like they knew all of this. When you're trading 2 first-round picks, you're gonna ask every type of question. You're gonna get this information in advance. So a physical is just, typical procedure. Like that's not gonna stop you from actually, trading for a player. They just did this because that was their loophole to get out, because they got cold feet. They lost out on a lot of free agents. Isaiah Likely left their team. Linderbaum obviously was signed by the Raiders. So I'm sure they got cold feet. They kind of looked at it for what it was. They let it sit for a few days. And, like I said, scumbag organizations like the Baltimore Ravens, they're going to do scumbag things like this and rescind a trade. I'm talking like this because it's the truth. It's the truth. This is how they.
No lies detected, man. But like you said though, because usually, bro, when physicals happen, like they're either happen the same day, or they like the next day. Like teams don't wait for this stuff to get done, and if they need more information about a player's medical, they can reach out directly to the Raiders or directly to that player's doctor or whoever conducted the surgery and get any information they need on what kind of timeline he was on. Like that information is ready available. And when you're trading assets like an all-pro caliber defensive end and like 2 first picks, the exchange of information is like it's going on all the time, and the information is readily accessible. So it's not like the Raiders are going to hide anything. It's not like Max's doctors are going to hide anything. Everybody knew he had a meniscus injury. They knew he had a meniscus injury that needs surgery. He talked about it several times. So all of this stuff was there for them if they wanted more information about. He could have talked to the doctor, to the anybody they wanted to talk to. So it's like for them to say he failed the physical, bro, it's nonsense, bro. And it's like a team could fail. Like if a team wanted a guy to pass physical, they could pass him. If a team wants a guy to fail the physical, they can fail him. That's just how how's physical works. It's all based upon like what your doctors feel about a particular injury or the long-term factors on. Like they can say anything. Like like the Lakers did it with Mark Williams, where they're like, oh, you know what, the long-term health of his knee is concerning and yada yada, right? And it's the same situation. They traded, a first-round pick, and they traded, Dalton Connect, and then they felt uncomfortable about the trade after that, so they backed out of it. They used physical as an excuse, but the difference is, like everybody knew Max Crosby had knee surgery, right? Like that was well-known information. So before they even consummated the trade, they could have requested whatever they needed to find out, okay, are we going to do this or not? Mm-hmm. Like that could have already been in the works. So for them to wait until after the first day of free agency, when they see they lost 7 players, including 2 frontline players like Linderbaum and Likely, and now all of a sudden, as you already alluded to, like the rumors are they're going to get Trey Hendrickson because the other team spent their money, and now the options for Trey Hendrickson are dwindling down, and now the Ravens need a pass rusher. And, or they still were looking at a pass rusher, and now they can get a guy just for money and not having to give up 2 first-round picks. Mm-hmm. Okay, now things look a little bit different. So, like, it's all suspect as hell.
No, facts, 100%, man. And real quick, I'm going to address this super chat right here, man. 2 Stock in the building, man. Appreciate you supporting the show. He says, at least the league is on our side. Sounds like the Ravens are in the doghouse with everyone. We must have had a lot of buyers because I've heard teams are pissed that they already started spending. Yeah, and that's the worst thing about this situation is that this scumbag organization they call the Baltimore Ravens waited to the last minute to rescind this offer because of a failed physical. But now you put the Raiders in a tough situation. You put them in a tough situation because a lot of the teams that were interested and were willing to give 2 first-round picks now can't do that no more because they've utilized some of that cap space that they had available at the time when they were negotiating. They already used that in day 1 of free agency. So,
exactly. But see, the thing about this is that, like, it's all well and good for oh, the league to be mad at the bro. But like, that's not stiff enough consequences, bro. Because at the end of the day, how long is that really going to last? Because as you guys have alluded to, obviously this is the most high profile situation that happened, but they've done it before. So like, the league are going to, people are going to wag their fingers at the Ravens. Oh, you naughty Steve Bisciotti, like you Ravens. Oh, I'm so mad at you guys. But at the end of the day, it don't mean a damn thing because we still left holding the bag. They still gonna end up getting with Trey Hendrickson. Like nothing bad is gonna happen to them. And will it deter teams from dealing with the Ravens? Possibly. But guess what? If the Ravens have the best deal on the table, they're gonna probably still take the best deal and risk it, and most likely. So it's like, they've done this before and they've gotten away with it. So they're gonna get away with it in the future. That's just how it is, man. And like, it's gonna be no consequences. We're gonna be the team that's stuck. No, I don't want to say we're stuck with Max Crosby. Because obviously, Max Crosby is a very good player, but we had a plan in place. We knew what we wanted to do. We knew how we wanted to execute this offseason.
Yep.
And we were knee deep into executing it. We had made the Max trade. We had got the 1st and the 14th. We had secured an extra first round pick next year. We had knocked day one of the tampering period out of the park with Quay Walker and Kobe Dean and Kwity Paye and obviously Linderbaum. We like, the plan was rolling. We were cooking.
Yep.
We were cooking.
Yep.
And then what happened?
Yeah.
This happened, bro. Somebody knocked the pot over.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the super chats too, Stock. I want to add this too. Man, appreciate everybody coming through and supporting the show, man. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. What'd you say?
So somebody said punish him by forcing him to sign Tyree.
Nah, for real, man. That's crazy. So now, I seen Adam Schefter put out a statement, or not even just a statement. He was just reporting on the whole situation with the Raiders and what they're going to do. And he said the Raiders right now are focused on getting Max Crosby healthy and him coming back to the team, but they are listening to offers. Translation, what that means is Spytek is trying to rebuild his value, Max Crosby's value. Because if you're going to tell the league like, oh, we're going to work on getting him healthy and we're expecting him to come back to the team, he still wants to trade him. He traded him for 2 first-round picks. But like I was trying to tell you, the Raiders have been put in a tough spot by this scumbag organization called the Baltimore Ravens. They put them in a tough spot because a lot of the people that were negotiating the deal, a lot of these teams, they spent big money in free agency knowing that, thinking that Max Crosby's gone. But now that he's available, now they don't either have the cap space, or now teams are going to be lowballing the Raiders. They'll be like, oh, you need to trade him now, don't you? Okay, well, how about this 2nd round pick?
Yeah.
Forget about this 1st round pick. We'll give you the 2nd and 3rd. Because we're not too sure about his injury. They're going to use this to negotiate a deal that favors them. In my opinion, the Raiders either should get 2 first-round picks, and if none of those teams are going to be offering 2 first-round picks, Max Crosby, hey, man, we spent big on defense. Come on home. Because look, even though I know it's a tough situation, it's ugly, we wanted the first-round picks because we were thinking about the future, building this football team. But at the end of the day, you know what's worse? Is if the Raiders settle and trade Max for like a 2nd or 3rd, or even a 3rd round, or some weird conditional 2nd round pick. Like, nah, I don't want that to happen. Like, just, you know what? We feel good about what we did in the first day of free agency. We'll let Max Crosby come back. If what he said was true about him loving the Raiders, I'm sure he's going to be open and coming back somehow, some way. But, I would say that ship has sailed, but I'm trying to see a way where the Raiders can get out of this at least in good, not bad condition right now. Because right now they lost 2 first-round picks plus other deals that were on the table.
Yeah. Plus $30 million. That's bro. It's $30 million, which gives you the ability to sign some other players. You can sign 2-3 players with that $30 million.
Yeah.
And the one Raiders' biggest issues was depth. Mm-hmm. Like that 30 million, that builds depth. And then 2 first-round picks. bro, that's the first. Like, I was watching Mekhi Lemon highlights. I was watching Denzel Boston highlights. I'm like, bro, these are real bro. Like, I saw some mock drafts where Jordan Tyson fell. I'm like, bro, these are real possibilities.
Yeah.
These are real possibilities. To we bring in Mendoza and we get a top line wide receiver, a guy, a legit wide receiver one, and we got Mendoza behind Tyler Lindenbaum and any upgrades we make on the offensive line, plus a number one receiver, plus Genty in the backfield, plus another complimentary back to go with him. Like bro, this was real. This was real in the field.
Yeah.
And that was snatched from me, bro. Like the Ravens need me pay me for my time, bro. I wasted my time watching these prospects we never gonna get. So it's like, bro, and like I said, man, like you said, the deals are gonna come in. Teams are gonna still be calling because it's like vultures circling, bro. Like, oh,
yeah.
now I see y'all might be desperate.
No,
okay,
facts.
well, let's see. Let's talk shop now. You feel me?
Yeah.
And like now they go, oh well, I know y'all wanted 2 first, but will you take one? Will you take 1 first round pick? And it's like they put us in a bad situation because we had 2 firsts on the table from other teams, and we turned it down because they didn't have the 14th overall pick like the Ravens did.
Yeah.
So these other teams now, there's no way in the world we getting 2 firsts again. No way in the world.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guy LS, man. Shout out to my dog LS, man.
Hey, if you could take the super chat real quick.
Yeah, man. If I told you yesterday the Ravens will rescind the Max Crosby trade and hours later Bam Adebayo would drop 83 points, you would have checked my temperature. Bro, if you told me that, man, yeah, I for sure.
You would have won big in Vegas. You would have won big in Vegas.
Oh yeah, if you had that on the parlay, oh bro, you'd be walking out here. Man, it's wild, man. This is crazy. This is a crazy day in sports.
Crazy day in sports, man. Yeah, Bam Adebayo, 43 free throw attempts is wild, but I haven't even seen how he scored 83. Like that's so random for him to score 83 points. Like it's wild, man. Crazy day in sports, like you said. But man, appreciate the super chat, LS, my guy, man, supporting as always. My guy Smoke in the building. Appreciate the super chat, my guy, man. He says things happen for a reason. I truly believe that. With that said, that's some host of Ravens just fooled. I can't wait to find out what really went down playing with that man's family. Bro, I don't even need to know the details. I don't need to know the details. I don't need to know. All we're going to hear is excuses. Because as soon as this happened, all you hear was, oh, Max failed his physical. But everybody was like, hold up. Max had a procedure that everybody knew the entire offseason. Even a GM came out and said there was no way that Max Crosby was going to pass a physical knowing that he was still recovering from that procedure. So something else happened. And what something else happened was they got cold feet. They lost all those free agents. They thought they were going to bring back Linderbaum. That didn't happen. Guess what? The same team that traded Max for 2 first-round picks stole Linderbaum. I'm sure they were probably not too happy about that. And then you got, Isaiah Likely, a tight end that, Lamar Jackson wanted back. He ends up leaving in free agency. And I'm sure the reality starts setting in, and they were like, you know what? We probably need to keep those first-round picks. How do we get out of this situation? Oh, why don't we just do some scumbag move and just fail his physical and just blame it on that? They'll buy that. And, and it's the Raiders. No one's going to take the Raiders serious. But guess what? It's backfiring. Everybody in the league is coming out and just, criticizing the Baltimore Ravens. Not like it matters, but I'm just saying it. We all can see it for what it is, man. They got cold feet and they changed their mind at the last minute, and it put the Raiders in a tough situation. And like I said, if the Raiders can't get 2 first-round picks, and the reported teams, just to bring some clarity on the teams that were interested, I think the Bears offered 2 first-round picks. And today I found out another NFC team threw in 2 first-round picks. The Cowboys, who everybody's pointing to as a team that's interested, I believe that they, at best, during the time of negotiation, only offered a first-round pick and a second-round pick.
Yeah.
So just
did they offer a player too? Was the first, second, and a player?
First, second, and possibly a player, but the Raiders weren't interested in a player. They wanted to get They wanted the picks. They wanted the first round picks.
I think he was a good player, though. But
yeah, I'm just saying that's probably why because they had a top 15 pick. Actually, they probably I think they have a better pick.
I think they have 12.
Yeah, they had a better pick. So I'm sure the Raiders would have went with the better offer if they offered 2 first round picks, because they would have had a higher pick with that number 12 pick, headline that package. But obviously that deal is probably going to be a little less right now. But like I said, Adam Schefter, he came out with that statement saying that the Raiders are looking to get Max healthy and getting him back on the field, but he says they're still listening to offers. All that tells me that they're going to play this out. They're going to like wait it out until they can get the right offer, but it's going to be tough. But the Bears, did they? I don't know if you know this, but did the Bears address pass rush in free agency? Because that was a team that was actually, they had 2 first rounders like on the table.
Not that I recall. But like you said, bro, they see the writing on the wall, bro. We ain't look, bro. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
I know,
bro. They know, bro. They smell blood in the water. And what we need to be worried about, I don't know how much what the level of concern would be, but this is just like all of this stuff is handshake agreements.
Yeah.
Everything outside of, I think Stokes may be official, because I think players that were released and players on your own team, I think you can resign them. Yeah. Technically, like before the tampering window, but players that weren't released, that were actually like true free agents.
Yeah.
None of those deals can be officially signed until like what was it 1 p.m. tomorrow. So like let's say a guy like Quay Walker, who's slated probably to be an outside linebacker in a 3-4 defense. Well, guess what? We signed back Malcolm Kuntz, and now we got back Max Crosby. Well, where does that leave Quay Walker? On the bench? Do you think Quay Walker signed that contract to sit on the bench?
Yeah.
You worry about Kwity Paye. Kwity Paye, I mean, is he Kwity Paye an edge? To me, Kwity Paye is more of a 5 technique. So him and Max not gonna play the same position. But Quay Walker, that's a different story.
Well,
Does Quay Walker decide to sit back?
Quay was going to be the outside linebacker?
That's his best fit.
Yeah, and and this show is supposed to be talking about like some of the moves that we feel, and we'll probably get to that in a second. But right now, it's man, how are the Raiders going to bounce back from this terrible situation that scumbag organization called the Baltimore Ravens created? Like, so now the Raiders are going to have to figure out how to see if they can like recoup some of the value that was lost for Max Crosby. That's pretty much what the Raiders are going to try to do. If not, it sounded like there's not a world where you see Max coming back at all. For me, if the Raiders can't get like a first round pick, I want 2 first round picks. I was kind of like, hey, look, I want to send a message to the league like, hey, look, if we ain't gonna get what we're not here to play around. Because don't give the satisfaction to the league like if something like this happens and you're gonna trade him for something less than what you already traded him for. Like, I don't even want to do that. Like, Max is still a great player. I'm not gonna act like he's not a great player. The Raiders had a great first day of free agency as far as adding talent on that defensive side of the ball. There's a way you can make sense of this and bring him back. Obviously, I want the first round pick because it's better for the long-term future of the Raiders. But if I'm not, for me, I don't want the Raiders to accept any low ball deal, anything less than 2 first round picks. You might be like, I can see someone saying like, well, I'll take a first and second at this point, just to get out of this situation. But I'm like, man, like 2 firsts? How we literally had 2 firsts.
Bro, like we gonna have we have 4 first round picks over the next 2 drafts, man. Like, that was really in our hands. And it's gone. It's evaporated, disintegrated, vaporized, done, data. It's finito. Like, that's what's so crazy about this, bro. Like, and I can't even like, man, I can't even be mad because like I said, I've been numb to it. I know a lot of people have been mad. I've been numb to it for the most part. I just like, bro, it's just some Raider stuff, bro. It's just some Raider stuff. But just the more I think about it, bro, it's just because we really had the ability to transform our team over the next 2 drafts with 2 really good picks this year, 2 picks in the top 15 this year, and probably a top 10 pick next year, probably in a pick in the 20s. Like, we had a chance to really just get 4 high impact players on this team, and that's gone, right? And we got Max Crosby back, and I don't want to take anything from Max Crosby. Max Crosby is a great player, one of the best players in the NFL, man. But like we keep talking about, he doesn't fit the timeline of this team, and he's on an expensive deal, and he's only going to get more expensive. So we had an opportunity to say, you know what, we're going to get younger, we're going to add depth, and we're going to get better at multiple positions with these draft picks. And we've lost that, and lost the ability to get better because that money that's coming back on our books, that $30 million. So it's like, you feel me? It's just a crazy situation,
If you're saying what you're saying is like, all right, you're saying that some of these guys that was signed might be, if we're going to keep Max, then some of these guys, one guy has to probably. I mean, to be honest, it's not official. But
nothing is official.
Nothing is official.
Nothing.
But the thing is, though, I just got done calling the Ravens a scumbag for reset. I don't want the Raiders to do that after they agree, because they agreed upon it. Even though nothing has been signed yet, I don't want the Raiders to go out and just be like, "Hey, we got Max back." So,
no, well, I'm not saying the Raiders would do that. I'm saying these players might say, I signed to play a certain role. That role that I signed to play is no longer available.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I still going there?
Right.
So, like, Quay Walker, like I said, can he play inside linebacker in a 3-4? Yeah. Is that going to be his best position? No. His best position would be outside linebacker in a 3-4. So, like, why does he still come here? Like, I wouldn't. I'm going to go somewhere where I'm going to play. I'm going to start. Bro,
right.
I'm not about to be in a rotation with Max Crosby and Malcolm Kuntz, and we still got Charles Snowden. I don't know how they feel about Tyree. So like I came here because there was a role for me, and I knew I was going to start because the position was open on the outside. That position is no longer open. So it's like I don't know. It creates a weird situation.
Yeah, man, it's a tough situation, man. Appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell, man. Obviously, if you're just joining us, man, if you haven't heard, Max Crosby trade has been rescinded by the Baltimore scumbag Ravens. They went ahead and last minute, they had cold feet. They got something up their sleeve, obviously, because they're over here failing physicals when they knew that a player was recovering from an offseason procedure. But, it is what it is. The Raiders got to move on. They're going to have to figure out the situation. I'm trying to think of possible scenarios of where he can possibly go. There was a rumor saying, I think it might have been Ricky Scoops on Twitter, saying that the Cowboys and the Jaguars are interested, but they're interested on the low ball price.
Oh, for sure.
So
for sure.
That's see, and when it comes to that, I'm like, you know what? Just keep Max. Find a way to talk to Max and let him know, like, hey, look. Last year you weren't playing with these players. Now you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look what we're trying to do here. Try to figure out if they can fix that situation. I'm sure they're gonna try to buy some time, trying to build up the value, try to maybe recoup some of that value that was lost. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be hard because what's working against the Raiders is what helped the Raiders in negotiating that deal with 2 first-round picks was options. They had a lot of people at the table saying, "I want Max. Hey, Max, I'll trade for Max. I'll trade." Like, there were so many different teams, but since you fast forward, and what makes
bidding against each other,
they're bidding against each other, and now some of those teams, they already spent some of that money that had cap space. Exactly. And some of those teams, they're going to lowball because they, like you said, you called them vultures. They're going to smell blood in the water, and they're going to be like, hey, you know what? We see that you're in a tough situation right now.
Exactly. It was, at that time, it was a seller's market. It was because It was a lot of people that had money, and that's why we talked about it the previous week, Wiley. We said, yo, if something's going to happen with Max, it's going to happen before Monday, because once teams start committing this money to other players, that limits the number of people that can get them, and it does, the bidding war is not going to be as frenzied as it was. So that's why it was imperative that we get the deal done before Monday. What did Spytek do? He got it done before then. Kudos to him, got a fantastic deal. But now it's no longer a seller's market. Now it's a buyer's market, because it's not enough people out there with the assets or with the cap space that are going to be, or the will or the want to trade for a guy like Max. So now there's not quite as many options. We obviously still want to get him off, but like the options aren't there. So now the people that want to buy is like, okay, well, y'all want him gone. I may want him here, but I was at a point in time where I figured he wasn't going to be here. So yeah. I'm not willing to give up what I was willing to give up before, or what this other team was willing to give up. I want to give up a little bit less. Like everybody, like, know what this is like? It's like, I don't know if like people get it from Best Buy or from Amazon, where you get this stuff where it's like, it's the open box stuff. It's like, bro, it's the same product. It just ain't come in the original package. It might be missing a charger. It might be missing a case. It might be missing something that's insignificant. But just missing that little something that's insignificant cuts like 30% off the price, right? And that's where we're at right now. Just us missing out on this or this window of free agency, and people already committing their money, that's cutting like 35-40% off the price that we had before, bro. And it's still the same player. It's just that the circumstances are different. Somebody bought him and then returned him, and didn't return them with the box because they put that physical stuff out there. So now you got this physical thing hanging over his head. The fact that they know we want to get him off and we can't. The fact that they know it could create a potentially awkward situation during the offseason. The rumors start to come out about him and Alex Guerrero. All this stuff is circulating and swirling over the Raiders and the potential trade of Max Crosby. It's going to lower the price, and that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, man. Bearded said they knew he would have felt a physical. Salute to Simone in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. He said it's on site with DaCosta. Yeah, I feel you, man. That's how Raider Nation feels right now, man. My guy Rundown is like, he just wants to know if it's if Max feels like he's justified that he wanted to get shut down. Let me pull up the comment. He says, I just want to know if Max still justified for throwing that temper tantrum when we shut him down. Yeah. Especially when he really had that procedure, done. So it's like, yeah, man, it's the reason why that, Well, you know what? No. I don't even want to go with that narrative. I don't even want to go. It's the reason why we're in this situation. That's not the reason. Like, Rundown, that's not the reason. The reason is not the reason why Max Crosby wasn't traded to the Ravens is not because of failed physical. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe what you're hearing. That's just Ravens PR putting out information out there to cover up their tracks. They got cold feet. Simple as that. Cold feet. They knew all this information beforehand. Like, it's not like the Raiders surprised them with injury. Literally half the league was willing to negotiate with the Raiders to trade him for a couple of first-round picks. The Raiders took the best offer on the table, and that was from the Ravens because they had a top 15 first-round pick along with the following year's first-round pick. So they went ahead and took that deal. But I don't want the narrative to be pushed that, the reason why Max trade didn't go through was because of a failed physical. No, that's what they're saying. That's what they want you to believe. Do not believe that. It's not true. The Ravens are a scumbag organization. Believe that. Believe that, man. And you know what? If you're a Raider fan long enough, man, y'all remember Tony Siragusa. Y'all remember Terry Siragusa literally fell on Rich Gannon. So this is where they coming from, man. They're dirty. This is how they play. This is how they move, man. And I want to earlier I was talking about the Baltimore Ravens and how they had a history. Jeremy Fowler put out an article and he talked about how the Ravens have a history of rescinding deals. So I'm going to go through some of those deals right now. I just had it up here. So in 1997, way back when in 1997, Baltimore backed out of a deal with Cowboys safety Brock Marion minutes before he was going to sign a contract because the team discovered a potential problem with the left shoulder. In 2018, Baltimore voided its 4-year, $29 million agreement with wide receiver Ryan Grant after he failed a physical over an ankle injury. Take that for whatever it's worth. In 2020, the Ravens' deal with defensive lineman Michael Brockers fell through after an independent doctor expressed concern over Brockers' left ankle. So this is just how the Ravens do business. This is how they do business. They feel like they're entitled to wait to the very last minute. But in this case, all the moves that I described to you were actually free agent moves. This was actually a trade with a team, and not just any trade. What's going to make this notable, and I know you said, oh, well, this is probably going to be brushed under the rug, and they're going to be able to make moves, and the rest is going to be history. But I think what makes this different, and it's going to make the league think twice when dealing with the Baltimore Ravens and future deals. I'm not saying that they're not going to make any deals. I'm not going to make that outlandish statement. I'm just saying Max Crosby is a superstar, high-profile player. This was 2 first-round picks for a superstar player. And look how you're acting. Look how you dealt with the situation. Now teams are going to be like, damn, like you did this for Max Crosby. Like you, a lot of the league wanted to trade for him. A majority, almost half the league wanted to trade for Max Crosby. And you went ahead and like handled this situation like this. And it's going to be interesting because what's going to make it even worse, and we kind of touched this on earlier, Trey Henderson is linked to the Ravens. So if he signs with the Ravens, it just makes them look even uglier.
Way uglier, bro.
Because this was their plan. This is how they're moving. They're like, you know what? We got cold feet. Let's just go after. How fast? That's really fast for you to pivot that quick and get a top pass rusher on the market. But I guess if you want to play devil's advocate and say for the Raiders and how they can bounce back, that's one less pass rusher on the market. So that might raise the stock up a little bit for Max Crosby if a team is really interested. But it's still a tough situation. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I think the 2 first-round picks, I don't even think that's even a possibility at this point.
Highly unlikely, man. Highly unlikely.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my guy DJ in the building, man. Appreciate the super chat. The market for Max can pick back up after OTAs or training camp. Teams usually identify needs during that time. Raiders can still get a first and a third and a player. Yeah, man, but the 2 first, I wanted to get exactly. Man, bro. Look, you know, hey, Severe, you know what I was going to tell you earlier?
That's after this draft. That's the thing. It's after this draft.
Man, you know how that's ugly, bro. I didn't even mention this to you, bro. I was going to talk to you. I was like, man, I was going to tell you like for Around the Shield this week, let's do a mock draft. Man, I really want to know who we're going to get in that number 14 pick. Because we already know the first pick going to be Mendoza. Like Raider fans, yeah. I think majority of Raider fans are kind of like, yeah, it's going to be Mendoza. Whether I know you threw out the trade down scenario, but like I think for the most
happening. I just threw out the trade. Yeah. That's what I want to do, but it's not happening.
Yeah, the reality is Mendoza's going to be the number 1 pick. So I was like, man, whoa, are we getting a top offensive lineman on the board? Are we going to get a number 1 receiver? You know what I mean? If Tyson falls down or Tate, everybody talking about his 40 time, maybe that pushes him down. Or man, I was thinking about Mekhi Lemon, but I was like, you know what? I want a bigger receiver on the outside. I feel like we got a lot of slot guys, little guys on this team. You know, Jalen Naylor. I wanted to get into a lot of the moves, and I'm probably going to get to it at some point. But right now, this a whole Max Crosby situation, man. I got a lot of hate for Ravens, man. I hope the Raiders. Did the Raiders play the Ravens this year? I hope they blow. I want to blow that. Like, I really want to. I'll enjoy. You say it again?
We just played them with the AP's year when we beat them.
Yeah, but I want them to get blown out.
The Gardner Minshew season.
Man, shout out for just cancel tampering season if you can back out. Just cancel Tampa
it means
if you can back out.
If people can back out of their deals, just cancel it.
Yeah,
I mean,
and look, you know what's crazy about this whole situation, Severe? I can see it happening right now. The Raiders are going to be used as an example of how like they're probably going to make a rule after the Raiders just got done the way they just got done by the Baltimore Ravens, by that scumbag organization. They're gonna make some type of rule. They're gonna make some type of rule like, hey, once you've agreed within the first 24 hours, like it's done, like it's official. You know, like they literally waited to day 2 of free agency. Day 2.
Or the tamping period, yeah.
Day 2. Hey, DJ, appreciate the super chat. C Gabe Gold, man, appreciate the super chat. Appreciate you supporting the show. Make sure to clock in, everybody. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We're going live on both our channels, so if you haven't already, definitely clock in and hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Remember Randy Gregory did the Cowboys like that? You remember he signed like a big deal with the Cowboys, and then he backed out of it and he went to the Broncos.
Oh yeah. He did that. He did do that.
He did them like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but that was nowhere near like this level though. It's not like.
But he was trash with the Broncos, so I guess it worked out for the Cowboys. Yeah. So, and it worked out for the Raiders because we get to see a player go to the Broncos and be terrible. Oh man. Oh man, I wanted to get on notable quotables. I wanted to get into flag on a play. You know what was going to be a flag on a play this week? Sean Payton.
Oh, yeah.
Over here talking to Jay Glazer, talking about, oh man, I'm so glad that Max Crosby. I guess, hey, you know what's funny? You know it'd be funny if Max Crosby stays with the Raiders.
Stays with us.
So we go.
He can be happy all he wants to.
Yeah,
bro. Like I don't care what Sean Payton's happy about, bro. Like he could be happy all he wants to, bro. We were gonna get better as a team. He wasn't gonna be happy in 2 or 3 years. We put stomping the mud hole in him, bro. That's what it's about. Is Max Crosby better on this team here and now? Yeah, but it's not necessarily about the here and now. It's about the future. And we've already established, man, like just where this team is at. It's not really a win now situation, you know. Mm-hmm. It's just not, man. They've already kind of said they want to start the season not playing Mendoza. Like that's already been out in the atmosphere. They've already said that. So, you know, like it's like it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of young guys. We're changing the entire defense. It's just so it's not a win now situation, but we were building towards something. Spytek had signed some nice deals, 3-year deals that were structured smartly. All of them end around the same time. So guess what? In 3 years, we have a whole bunch of cap space again, and you know we know the cap's gonna go up and up and up. So we were setting things up smoothly because if we get Mendoza, guess what? After that 3 years, that's about the time it takes. You want to know if you got to sign your quarterback to a long-term deal. Like that's usually when you want to do it after year 3, right? You know, you pick up that 5th year option, sign him to a long-term deal. We won't have the cap space to do it, but now it's like, damn, like everything has changed, man. Everything has changed.
Yeah. So that other team that offered 2 first-round picks was the Patriots.
What was the Patriots? I heard. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Tom and I think like I heard the rumor like Tom Brady was like he was not going to let Max Crosby go to the Patriots.
Yeah. So the Patriots were the team that offered 2 first-round picks. The Bears also offered 2 first-round picks, but I think you can probably say that they've spent some money in free agency. I don't know if that would affect their cap space. So those are teams that like, you know, if they spend some money in free agency, then that can affect, you know, them absorbing a Max Crosby contract. Like that's another thing. Like the Raiders have plenty of cap space. I know a lot of people are questioning like, oh, what's going on with the Raiders? Like, you know, like how much cap space do they have now? Because now do they have to cancel some of these contracts? No. Like the Raiders have plenty of cap space. They're able to Max can come back and still all the free agent deals wouldn't have to change because of money, not having enough money or anything like that. Now, it would be nice to have an extra $30 million for the Raiders to maybe, you know, add another offensive lineman, which they probably could, but you know, I know a lot of the fans, a lot of Raider Nation, they want the Raiders to continue this aggressive mindset in free agency, but the reason why they're aggressive is not because they built their whole philosophy is built through free agency. It's because they have to spend this money.
Yeah.
NFL cap rules for every 3 years dictates that they have to spend at least 90% of their cap space in totality. So they have to be aggressive. They have a lot of holes, a lot of free agents. So I'm sure there's a lot of motivations for them to spend this money. But I don't think we should get used to the Raiders doing this every offseason. They're not going to do this every offseason because they want to build through the draft. That's the end goal. But when you don't have as much talent, when you have all these free agents and you have all these holes on the roster, and you obviously got to spend the money. You can't not spend the money, according to NFL rules. Then guess what's going to happen? I've never seen the Raiders go out and spend that much money in first day of free agency. Never. I've never seen that. I've never seen that happen ever. The closest was maybe when they got that right tackle from the Patriots, and they got like Corey Littleton, I think.
Trent Brown.
Was it Trent Brown? And they got like 2 or 3 players in the first day of free agency. Like,
talking about, like, you think about the Nick Kwiatkowski, Corey Littleton.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what's my boy from the Rams, the slot corner?
Yeah.
That was a safety.
Yeah. Joyner.
Yeah, LaMarcus Joyner.
Yeah, was that all one? Was that all one?
I don't know. That might have been in the same offseason.
Yeah, but my point is that I've never seen the Raiders be this aggressive, but it was just like a perfect storm of having the cap space, but also you have to spend that money due to cap rules. And then also, like, look at the holes on the roster. Like, we need to, like, how many free agents do we had on defense? Like, we had so many defensive free agents. We had so many guys on 1-year deals. So they had to spend and get guys in the building. So it was just a perfect storm as far as getting the players. So I didn't really expect them to continue to, like, spend money in a second or third wave of free agency. Maybe a guy here or two, but getting Max Crosby maybe might affect the plan a little bit. Maybe they might have targeted another offensive lineman. I think they needed to add someone on the offensive line, like maybe a right tackle, a veteran right tackle, a guard. We don't have a starting left guard. Well, I guess Caleb Rogers could be penciled in.
They kept Meredith. And Meredith, feel what you want about Meredith at center. When Meredith played guard the year before, he was good.
That means we gonna be drafting. we drafting a guard.
Possibly. Look, Jordan Meredith, he fits the Rick Dennison style of guy, where he's that smart, mobile guy that can, that moves well, highly intelligent, understands angles. Is he the most powerful guy one-on-one? No. But that's kind of what you got Linderbaum for, right? That's what you got JPJ at the other guard spot for. You got 2 big guys right there on the right side. Hopefully, if you address right tackle, whether that be through the draft or maybe they feel Charles Grant is ready in year 2 to do it, that remains to be seen. But that right side should be much improved, and I like Meredith at left guard. I thought it did a good job. And now we got the top 3 center in the league. So like that helps a lot.
Do you like Max Crosby in a 3-4?
Not really. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Not really. But he's going to be rushing the passer. That's the thing. Like, he's just going to be rushing the passer. And the thing about the NFL is that our base defense is a 3-4, but most teams spend like 75% of the time in sub package. So they're in nickel and dime 75% of the time. So they're rarely in their base defense.
Yeah. Trayvon says Jaylen Carter at first, and I'll take it.
Man, look. I will say this. And I was super amped yesterday because I knew there was some. I don't know if the Eagles were still shopping him. I know previously they were shopping him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my whole thing with Jaylen Carter is like, you got to have the right environment for Jaylen Carter to be successful. And then what did we do? We re-signed Eric Stokes. Oh, where did Eric Stokes go to college? I went to Georgia. Where did Jaylen Carter go to college? Oh, he went to Georgia. Then we signed Nakobe Dean. Oh, where did Nakobe Dean go to college? Where was he the team captain? Oh, Georgia. Oh, who went to Georgia? Jaylen Carter. And then we signed Quay Walker. Oh, where did Quay Walker go? He went to Georgia. Where did Jaylen Carter go? He went to Georgia. So I was like, dog, if we do this, if we somehow get Jaylen Carter this offseason, and now I was like, how are we going to do it? It's going to probably take a high pick, you know. But, hey, if we finesse this, if we send Max over there and get Jaylen Carter, and we still get a first out of it, bro, Jaylen Carter, because Jaylen Carter can play. He can play nose in the 3-4. He can play, and he for sure can play. Yeah, he can play 5 tech in 3-4 too, and he'll dominate from either position. The thing about Jaylen Carter is just keeping Jaylen Carter's head on right. But that's why you got Eric Stokes there. That's why you got N'Kobe Dean there. That's why you got Quay Walker there. And that's what Philly did. And you think about Jaylen Carter off the field, has he really gotten in trouble? Not that I know of. He had like a few incidents on the field where he got suspended for being over aggressive. Obviously the spitting thing, but like, bro, and what did Philly do? They surrounded him with guys from Georgia.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility still. And now we might not. Now we might have the ammunition, but still, I'm still mad about the 14th pick though. Still mad about that.
Bro, I was really about to do mock drafts this week, man. I wanted to do mock drafts. I was like, bro, I wanted
to. Brock went to Georgia.
Brock went to Georgia. It's just like when it comes to the Raiders and guys with possible off-field issues, I'm on the conservative side and say that it's not going to work because the Raiders are not proven to be a team to bring in guys with, you know, off-field stuff and then they'll be good on a football, because we're not that type of team yet. We're like we're a team that's still developing. They still need to, like, I could understand if we had a strong locker room, maybe. And I see your point by saying that, well, he has former teammates in there, but he's in Vegas though. Like Clint Kubiak, I'm still kind of trying to figure him out as a coach too. Like, why are the Eagles trying to trade a 24-year-old young phenom at D tackle, a rare position to really find an impact player in, on a rookie deal? Why are they trying to trade him? Like, I know they just paid Jordan Davis, but what's going on? What's the missing piece of information here? Why are you looking to trade a Jaylen Carter who, if we had to choose who's a better player, you could, like, Jaylen Carter would be the guy that, like, a lot of people would be like, hey, yeah, that's the guy that's more talented. Like, why are you trying to trade him?
But we traded Max Crosby, so, but so that's like, it's not always about talent. There are other factors at play. Jordan Davis is like the leader, one of the leaders on that team. So he's a guy you want to keep there from the cultural aspect, and his contract came up due first. So they're paying him. I think Nolan Smith is another first-round pick. He's an edge, so they're going to have to probably end up paying him. So those are two guys where it's like, okay, you're paying him. And then they know in a year or two they're going to have to pay Quinyon, and then they're going to have to pay Cooper. So it's a lot of guys that are going to be coming due around the same time. So what's your most valuable trade asset where you have some other guys that are also pretty good at? Okay, well, my team leader is Jordan Davis. He also plays defensive tackle. I can sack, and they picked up a young defensive tackle last year that they like a lot, which is why they traded Thomas Booker bum ass, right? Because he had snatched Thomas Booker's spot. So they had depth at defensive tackle already. So what are you going to do? You're going to trade a defensive tackle. For my money, Jaylen Carter is the top 5 talent in the league, but guess who else is the top 5 talent at their position? Max Crosby, and we're trading him.
Snakey said you forgot about Zamir.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah, Zamir finna be somewhere baling hay and riding horses,
man,
in a quick in short order. So, unless they move him to fullback or something like that. But yeah. So like, I was looking at that, like, that makes a lot of sense for us to do. But like bro, that 14th pick, bro. That's all I could think about, bro. I just had my mind made up. We getting Mekhi Lemon to be our JSN or be our, be our wide receiver 1, or if we trade back from 14 and pick up Denzel Boston. I was like, man, if Caleb Downs mess around and fall, bro, that's just a team leader, a safety that's transformative at the position and changes the identity of your defense. He's a guy that can replace the alpha that you lose in Max Crosby. I was just thinking all these possibilities were just swarming in my head. What we gonna do at 14? and then they throw this stuff at us. I'm like, oh.
I know. Kent says, what if Jags offer a first, third, and Brian Thomas Jr.? Would you do it?
What? A first, a third, and Brian Thomas Jr.? They don't have a first this year, though. They gave up their first this year for Trav, so it'll be a first next year. I'm not doing. I want a first now.
Yeah. Damn.
See, if it was a first this year, a third and Brian Thomas, I'm taking that. Because I think Brian Thomas is a second round value at least. And you get a third and you get a first this year. Okay, I'm cool with that. You get a guy that's shown he could be a wide receiver 1. I'm good with that. But they don't got a first this year.
I wish Jaylen Carter could come back home to Georgia, but he probably get locked up like JPJ. Hank Schrader in the building says, man, so what happened with the guys we signed? It's a no-go? No. The guys that we sign are still signed. Like, there's nothing gets affected from Max Crosby coming back. Like, that's how much cap space the Raiders had. Like, they had
financially.
Financially. Now, can you probably say, like, man, like, if they knew that Max deal was not going to go through and they had Max, maybe one guy or two, maybe one guy probably wouldn't get signed. You know what I mean? Just because.
Or those guys that might not have chose to come.
Yeah, that's possible. But there's a good chance that Max Crosby will get traded at the end of the day. So we'll see. It's just right now the Raiders got to figure that situation out, and that's on Spytech. But let's come on. Let's focus on the positive, man. Let's focus on the positive real quick, because I'm kind of like, I was looking forward to talking about free agency and. Damn, I wanted to do that mock draft where I could, just see the possibility of who's going to be there at number 14. Like, oh, man, but, it is what it is. But who was your favorite signing outside of Linderbaum? I think Linderbaum is like popular answer. Outside of Linderbaum.
I wouldn't even say that was I like the signing. Like, look, it's not my money. $27 million a year for a center. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because I said 26 was kind of like my limit. I was hoping like around 25.
Yeah.
Going for 27, that was kind of insane to me. But
Raiders had to do it. They had to do it.
Yeah. So my favorites. My favorite signs were probably Quay Walker and Kobe Dean.
Yeah.
Like I really think and because I was just looking at Nakobe, not Quay Walker at Georgia. He's a first round pick. I want to say the pick was it that? Yeah, it's like the pick we traded. I want to say for somebody, like that's the pick that was used to pick up Quay Walker. Or the pick we traded, we got traded to the Green Bay for Devontae.
For Devontae, yep.
That's the pick they used for Quay Walker.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was looking on X and I was researching them, there was somebody that's very familiar with Quay Walker. That's like, I've been following him since Georgia. Like, a lot of people think, oh, like he's underperformed or he didn't live up to his value as a first round pick. It's like, watch him go to Vegas and play where he should be playing at outside linebacker in a 3-4 and watch what he turns into. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And I start watching him and like, man, this dude he's gifted. Like, he's physically gifted. And Nakobe Dean, I've loved since he was at Georgia. He's just an alpha mentality. He's a team leader there with all these first round picks on the team. Nakobe Dean was like the lead dog. He was a team leader there, and he set the culture there. And obviously, we know what kind of defense Georgia had. And we saw him last year. I'm sure Genty's having nightmares about Nakobe Dean. He's like, Genty had to be like, we signed Nakobe Dean. He'd be like, fuck, I got to see this dude again.
Right.
The whole entire Philadelphia game, everywhere Genty went, Nakobe Dean was right there in his grill. So
yeah.
That's the kind of player he is. If he can stay healthy, I think he's a legit linebacker.
Yeah, Nakobe Dean was actually one of your free agent targets. Like, that was the guy that you wanted the Raiders to pick up, and they went ahead and added him. I was kind of surprised that, Devin Lloyd, he went for like only $15 million a year.
Yeah. Tremaine went for 12. Tremaine Edmonds went for 12.
So I was like, oh, the Raiders could have, probably got him, but that's a whole different conversation. But Quay Walker is one of those guys where I think the Raiders are kind of betting on him to take the next step. Because that's kind of the thing, his like reputation with the Packers is like he has all the talent in the world, but he hasn't, figured it all out. You know what I'm saying? So maybe him coming to Vegas, they put him in a position where he can be successful. I know you mentioned like you don't really see him as more of an inside linebacker. You probably see him more maybe like more of an outside linebacker, maybe better utilize his talent. So we'll see how the Raiders handle him and his situation with Max. Like there's a whole lot to like unpack. But Kuntz came back. I kind of seen that coming because of Rob Leonard. We kind of, he's a Rob Leonard guy. Like kind of seen him coming back. Didn't think he was gonna come back for 11 mil, but he came.
11 mil was kind of high,
but he's coming back, and he's 2 years removed from. He's going to be 2 years removed from an ACL injury, which typically that's how long it takes to recover from that injury. So hopefully, he's back better than ever and back to his explosive self. And maybe we'll see how it shakes out. But I think the one thing that you could probably say that's missing from this defense, I mean, I would say like a ball hawk playmaking safety, free safety type, which I think they're probably going to go to the draft for that. A nose tackle. I think we don't have a nose tackle on the roster. We're gonna, if the Raiders are gonna run a 3-4, you're gonna need a guy that's gonna be commanding double teams in the middle of the field. So I think that's gonna be important.
Unless you feel Pegues can fill that role, which is he'd have to take a massive leap to do that.
You would have to add a veteran, or you have to have someone in free agency or something like that. If that's the plan.
Adam Butler played nose with the Patriots, and that's actually had his most productive seasons in terms of sacks. But he's not like a true nose, in my opinion.
Yeah. And then Jalen Naylor, I'm not gonna lie, like I was like, what the hell? What was going on here? It was like he got a 3-year, $36 million deal.
Was it 36 or was it 33? I thought it was 33. Maybe it was 36.
It was like 12 million average or something, maybe less,
okay,
maybe less than that. Like, cause you got to factor in like the guarantee money or whatever. But I was kind of thrown off by that. But then look into it, they're obviously betting on his potential, him taking the next step. And then, a lot of people talked about like how he was one of the most consistent, if not the consistent receiver last year with like, JJ kind of being hurt and then Addison kind of like not being.
You're talking about JJ, Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, yeah.
You said Jefferson. Nah.
Yeah. Nah, but we'll see. We'll see. I think to me, it's just it just seems like another slot guy. We have another slot. How many slots do the Raiders have? They have like 5, like 500 slots. Like when are they gonna go and get an outside receiver?
Yeah.
We don't have that on the roster. We don't have a big receiver on the roster. And maybe that's like Kubiak kind of saying like, hey, look, I had JSN, I can figure it out. Like, but I don't know. It's just that, and this what makes the situation with Max Crosby tough because I was like, the more I was thinking about it, I was like, man, 14, if one of these receivers is there,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like more so Carnell Tate, but I'm wishing at that point, or Jordan Tyson, but I'm kind of wishing at that point because 14 is a long way. Like you're telling me, that's a long way. But Mekhi Lemon, it's like damn, another small guy. Like what we like.
But I think Mekhi Lemon can have the JSN role in the offense. So that's why I'm like, and then Jalen Naylor, I mean, like the thing about like the guys that are in front of him, they're like, obviously Justin Jefferson and then Jordan Addison. Those are two like very extremely talented receivers. So to be the third guy there, there's kind of no slight to him.
Hey, LS, bro, you wild, man. You wild. I couldn't do it, man. Appreciate the super chat, but
But yeah, I think Jalen Naylor, if you look at his route tree where he has his most successful on his routes, it's all the kind of routes that Mendoza likes strong. It's outbreaking routes, it's the deep comebacks, it's all that kind of stuff. So and you see he has pretty good hands. He has, he's not the biggest receiver, but he's like 5'11", 6 feet tall. So he's big enough at the wide receiver position to kind of to present a large target for Mendoza to throw to. So I think he can play outside. I think he split time between outside and inside because I know Justin Jefferson plays a lot in a slot. So does Jordan Addison. So I think they moved him around a lot. So I think he can do that. I just think they needed a guy that was a deep threat, outside of Trey Tucker, a deep threat that's adult size, as I always say, so like Trey Tucker ain't
he's like 5'11",
Jack
bro.
Besh ain't that.
He's 5'11".
5'11". That's solid. That's solid size for a receiver. It's not like a big guy, but it's solid size for a receiver.
It's okay size. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's solid size. It's like, that's probably average height for a receiver in the NFL.
That's average height. Like so average height for you is 5'11".
For a receiver, I think it's 5'11". Yeah. You think about all the guys that are like
solid wide receiver height is 5'11". You think it's 5'11"?
I prefer 6 feet tall. I prefer 6 feet.
6 feet and above, bro. 6 feet.
Yeah, I prefer 6 feet. But I think average height, because you think about some of the guys that got paid yesterday. Wandale got paid. He only like 5'9".
Yeah.
It's a few other guys.
It's because the league is like, the trendy thing right now is the small receivers, shifty receivers.
Yeah, but I wouldn't consider it small. I just think he's not just medium. Like Trey Tucker is small.
Yeah, Trey Tucker is.
Like that's just medium. He's not a big. He's not a big receiver.
Yeah.
Like because what is Stephon? Stephon probably like 5'11".
You might be right. He might be 5'9" or 5'10" or something like that. You might be right.
Stephon's like Jordan Addison might be in that same height. What was it? JSN is probably like 5'11", 6 feet tall. So that's what a lot of guys are like kind of there's a lot of guys are kind of eating in that height range from like that 5'11" to like 6'3", 6'2" and a half range is where a lot of guys are eating. Like if you 6'3" and above, you're kind of like a big receiver.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at the best of it. Man, Alec Pierce got $29 million from the Colts.
That's ridiculous, bro. They're on Sherman Hemsley. They're on PCP. Great.
$29 million for a number 2 receiver.
Not doing it. And I like Alex Pierce, man. I think Alex Pierce is a good player. Well, he's gonna be number 1 now. They don't got Michael Pittman no more.
Oh, they lost him to free agency?
Yeah, he went to Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
So Pittsburgh has a huge skill position player, bro. They got Michael Pittman, Darnell Washington, Freiermuth is pretty big, and DK.
I would call the Jets not gonna do it. I want to see if Adonai Mitchell is available.
I don't think so. They really like AD Mitchell.
Man, like for like a later round, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Yeah, because they like he's on a rookie deal. They have no motivation. If he's showing any type of talent, like the only reason why I say that is because if they're in, I heard they're in trade rumors for Brian Thomas. I'm like, damn, okay, they got Garrett Wilson, Brian Thomas, and AD. Like, man, like,
crazy.
All right, if you're gonna trade for Brian Thomas, then hey, AD Mitchell, is he available in a trade? Like for like maybe like a 4th, 5th round pick? I'll do it.
Man. Oh, look, I just looked up Quay Walker real quick. I want to see what he was.
Oh, Braden Smith signs a 2-year deal with the Texans. Damn.
Oh, that's a nice signing. And they re-signed Trent Brown too. So Trent Brown gonna probably hold down the left. Braden Smith gonna hold down the right. If Braden Smith can stay healthy, I think that's a smooth deal for him. They was doing CJ filthy with his offensive lineman. Look, I just looked up Quay Walker real quick. Quay Walker is 6'4", 241, with 33-inch arms, and he ran a 4.52.
Yeah, no, he's a freak athlete. Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if you look at those numbers, that's not like line. That's an edge. That's an edge. Like 6'4", 241. That's like Von Miller stuff. And what did Von Miller play?
But the Packers never used them like that.
Packers didn't use them like that. No, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people were saying the Packers didn't use them right.
So maybe like Rob Leonard could have like, hey, look, I can work with this.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at some of the guys available here. Dobbs got a nice little deal. So
yeah, he went to the Patriots, right?
Yeah, and I thought like everybody kind of picked Rashid Shaheed as an obvious connection to the Raiders, but like
with the Seahawks, you have to take that.
Yeah. And I wasn't going to be mad at Rashid Shaheed just because like I like that he has special teams value as well as a deep threat. Like the NFL want to score touchdowns, bro. Whoever can help them create big plays down the field. Rashid Shaheed, he kind of proved that he can do that with the Saints and with the Seahawks. Cleveon Chason, I think that ship is sailed.
That shit was chill, bro. And plus, we got, like I said, like we got some edge players already.
Are you
I'm not
are
really
you
looking
are
at
you
that.
still are you still looking at wide receiver at
I
all?
was, because like I don't want Trey Tucker seeing I don't want Trey Tucker on the team, but to be honest with you. And I really don't want Dante Thornton seeing a whole bunch of run. To be honest with you. I don't know
Dante
if he's
Thornton
ready
might
yet.
be. Hey, he might get cut, bro. He might get
I don't
cut.
think he'll get cut because the raw talent is there. If he got the work ethic,
If he doesn't
I think
get
he can,
if he doesn't get better,
yeah.
how does he keep a roster spot? This is a new
Yeah,
this is a new coaching staff.
exactly. That's his issue. These guys don't have no ties to anybody on this team. So like Jack Best is safe for at least another year because he was a second round pick. Spike Tech not gonna do him like that. But Dante Thornton, bro, your time is ticking.
Mhm.
So like you Trey Tucker, oh you for sure your time. Like they asked Clint Kubiak straight up about you, and the only thing he can muster up to say about your game was, oh he's really tough. He's tough. Like come on, dog. The writing's on the wall for you, brother.
This is something that I mentioned before, especially during the season. I was like, yeah, it's Rap City for Carlson, but they actually went ahead and did it. They literally signed Matt Gay.
Matt Gay.
Yeah, man, Matt Gay, and they kind of went their separate ways. I guess with Carlson, I think Vinny was saying that like they're going their separate ways. But when you look at the numbers between Matt Gay and Carlson has
Identical.
almost better. I think Carlson was better. But I think that it was just more about like, hey, you know what? Let's just cut the ties because there's probably like you probably have like a relationship to that locker room. Just cut the ties, and then they probably just get someone in to hold the fort. I think they're probably going to get a young guy in there. They're going to get like a young.
Well, know what? The special teams coordinator, I forget his name. When he had Matt Gay had his best season. So there was a relationship there between him and Matt Gay. So like, does that solidify the spot for him? Because I honestly think with the Raiders, they got a few late round picks. I honestly think they probably end up drafting the kicker. To be honest with you.
You think so? Oh yeah. No, I agree. I think they draft a kicker at some point or undrafted free agent. One or the other. They're going to bring in a young guy, a young leg, because we seen the impact of that last year. How many new kickers last year were like literally kicking like 60-yard field goals, 65? Yeah. Like I remember the Dallas Cowboy kicker. I think Aubrey. I think the Chargers.
Second round tender on that dude.
Man, crazy. So it's
Jacksonville's kicker. Is it little?
Exactly. So, that's probably something that we're gonna have to keep an eye on. I mean, what's the earliest you taking a kicker? I mean, I don't want to take it. I want 6th round.
Fifth or 6th.
Yeah, 6th round.
We took. Oh boy, we just took that one kicker. We took that we ended up cutting. What's the dude from Florida? I always want to say Eddie Pinero, but it's not Eddie Pinero. That's the guy we signed as well. It was before him. The kicker we took from Florida. Dang, I forget his name. He's in the league somewhere too.
It's not Pinero. Eddie Pinero.
It's not Eddie Pinero. No.
I'm trying to remember. Naylor's Crabtree likes signing, slightly different in style, but he can run like the deer. Okay, hey man, I'm all for it, man. I was kind of like, what? But the more you put perspective on it, is the fact is like the wide receiver market is crazy, because like guys like Tutu Atwell were getting 1 year $10 million deals. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm saying role player receivers are getting 10 mil, at least 10 mil. So he's getting an average of 12 mil. If you want to, I think if you're just counting the guarantee money, I think it's like 8. Just to get a little bit better perspective on the deal that Naylor got. Let's see here. Yes, everybody's talking about smaller receivers. Besh MVP season coming up. Hey man,
he might win his fantasy league for sure.
Thornton is 6'4", cannot shake a cold during the summer. Oh man.
Yeah, man.
I really want to be positive, but he has to get better, bro. He has to.
He was one of my favorite picks, man. He was one of my favorite picks. So I really thought he was going to be a factor. I thought he was going to be just a deep threat to help open things up for Bowers and for Besh and for Genty, but it just never materialized.
But remember, I was telling you like when he catches the football, like when we were watching him, it's like
it don't look natural.
it looked like he is barely fingertips, like barely catching. I'm like, man, you get to the league, they're just gonna swipe that out your hand. They're gonna take that out your hand. You gotta make a strong catch. And then we kind of seen like during the course of the season, he's not a guy that will attack the ball in the air. That's not his game. If he gets better and he reaches his ceiling, he's gonna be a deep threat, and he's gonna be the type of deep threat that's gonna win with speed. It's not going to be a situation where like we're going to see that 6'5" put to good use. We're just not going to see that with him. It's just more, he's just going to get open on drag routes, and hopefully he'll be open downfield. Let's see, we're making just some money. Yeah, nah.
But he only got like he doesn't attack the balls. He got like a 28-inch vert, bro. He can't.
I'm like,
you cannot.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, like sometimes attacking the ball in the air is about timing. It's like it's mentality. It's a skill set, because
like
remember Amari's like vert wasn't, surprisingly, it wasn't like a big vert. Like he didn't test well. Maybe he probably, his vert was higher than what he tested, but I think Amari's vert was like 30 inch or 32 inches. I was kind of surprised. Like, man, you going in the top this and your vert is like less than 35, like that's wild.
Like, that wasn't, because you wasn't expecting Amari to that for that to be his game. Amari's another guy. What was Amari, like 5'11", 6 foot?
He's like 6 foot, 6'1".
Okay, so yeah, so I'm saying that guy's 5'11" to 6'2" range. That's the range, man. That's a lot of guys be.
Yeah, he might be 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", 6'1".
6'2", oh, that's 6'2". Maybe he didn't play 6'2", but he might have been 6'2" though. But when I think about Amari, I picture him as like 6 feet flat. But think about the NFL that they don't test. There's a difference between like a standing vert and like a running vert. Some guys are 2 foot jumpers, some guys are 1 foot jumpers. That's like you see that in like when we play hoop. Like I was pretty good at both, but I was a better 1 foot jumper. But you know, I still had bunnies like off of 2 feet. But some people were just better 2 feet jumpers than 1 foot jumpers.
Yeah. And Smoke with another super chat, my guy, man. Appreciate the support. He says, my EPA brother in hometown, cornerback right from the Bears. I think he got signed. He got signed today. Right? Yeah, I believe he got signed today. I think he might have. Did he go to the Jets?
He out there. He out there trying to redeem East Palo Alto, because you know there's a certain wide receiver. He brought a little shame to Raider Nation.
For real. Yeah, he went to the Jets. He went to the Jets. Okay, he went to Jets on a 1-year deal. There really isn't. I do like this tight end, Okonkwo from. He played with the Titans. He's like super athletic.
Okay.
But honestly, if we get a tight end, it's really more of a guy that I want to know for a fact that he's a good blocker. Because I feel like we don't have a good. I don't think we have a guy that's like a really good blocker. I mean, Michael Mayer's okay. Brock Bowers, we all know he's gonna be catching passes for the Raiders. Like, I don't want him to block nothing. I just want him to go catch passes for the Raiders, bro. That's it. I don't want him to block nothing. Michael Mayer, he could block a little bit. Let him, you know, he has to keep the defense on his toes. You know what I mean? Like, am I gonna block? Am I gonna run a route? Like, cause his average ass ain't gonna do nothing.
At all, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm done with the Michael Mayer experiment. People be hyping him up like it's like the thing to do.
Look, that was my guy. I supported him, bro. I can't support somebody that's not producing, bro. That's just it is what it is, bro. If you're not producing, I can't.
How long? Yeah, well, how long we have to wait for you to just like look? Michael Mayer, you can see. I'm not Michael Mayer, but Brock Bowers, you can see it no matter what. Like he just gets open. Like it's undeniable, right? When someone is talented and you can see it, it's undeniable. But Michael Mayer, it almost seemed like everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect. Like the quarterback has to throw an accurate pass. I know what you're about to do. You're gonna somehow, some way try to flip this into like
It's almost like everything gotta be perfect. If everything ain't ideal for this person, it's like damn. Like who is somebody they have that same The name's gonna come to me later. The name will come to me later. But almost like if something ain't perfect, this person can't produce it, right? Man. Woo!
Oh man, I don't know who you're talking about, man. I'm not. Oh, 1994 says Marshawn Lynch, man. That's who you're talking about. Okay, for sure.
It was Eddie Pinero. Eddie Pinero was the kicker. Was the kicker out of Florida.
Hey, yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought Eddie Pinero. I think you might have been thinking about the punter. I think you might have been thinking about a punter that might have been picked up by the Raiders.
It was a punter. So we dropped the punter for but no, we dropped Eddie Pinero for Carlson. But yeah, we dropped the punter we drafted for AJ Cole.
Yeah, I seen it coming too. I seen it coming.
Why did y'all know that I was talking? Y'all, look, this is y'all. That's on y'all.
No, Coach. Hey, Derek Carr. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's Derek Carr.
You see, you know, I could have been talking about Carr. I could have been talking about Rolando McClain.
Yeah, man, it's the usual. The usual. Tight end Foster Moreau. I'm cool, man. It's good, man. Good dude, man. But I want a good blocking tight end. Whoever that is, maybe Mercedes Lewis.
Man, Mercedes Lewis. Mercedes Lewis is older than Clint Kubiak. Like literally older than Clint Kubiak. It's wild. Still playing.
Man.
Still getting.
Man, we had like a whole show planned out and everything, but I guess we touched on like the main topics as far as, you know, Max Crosby situation. We obviously the free agent frenzy, day one. You know what? Hey, look, I didn't get a chance to talk about this just because of how, you know, the situation that happened with the Ravens. But Spytek, man, he's the one that's giving me hope with the Raiders. Like, he's the one. It just seems like the Raiders have a plan and they're executing. I'm not saying that everybody in free agency is going to work out. I'm not saying that, you know, how you build a football team is through free agency. But it just seems like the Raiders, they went about the coaching search the right way this offseason. They went ahead and had a plan as far as how they were handling the Max Crosby situation. On paper, everything worked out. Like Max was on the same page. He didn't want to be the bad guy. Raiders understood that. They understood the game plan. They also traded him to a team that, for the most part, has been going to the playoffs almost every year with Lamar Jackson and company. And they got some talent on a football team. We thought it was going to be we thought it was a great deal for everybody involved. That just didn't work out. But I thought that if, you know, obviously if he had that deal, if we had those first round picks and then you tie it up to how he was aggressive in free agency first day and he got guys that like were big needs, he addressed needs and he was super aggressive in getting his guys. I felt like Spytek kind of showed like, hey, he just looks like a GM. And I don't think the Raiders have had that in a while. The last time we've had a GM, it was maybe McKenzie. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I got to give McKenzie credit for like building that 2016 team. But I've never seen it. I haven't seen smart GM play. And it's not even just that. Even in trades, like McKenzie, that was probably his weakness. That was a big weakness of him. Like when it came to trades, like he wouldn't get the proper value. But with Spytek, it feels like he knows how to play it to the point where he can get the best deal. Like he does a good job of.
He's fantastic.
Yeah. So far. Yeah, but we'll see.
Outside of the GM, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, we'll see. We still got to give a Spytek time. I'm not gonna crown him or anything like that. He still has to go out there and have a good draft this upcoming NFL draft in April, which you're gonna be there in Pittsburgh. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not even excited no more, bro. When we got that 14th pick, I'm like, bro,
I know
the draft is about to go crazy.
Yeah.
Now it's like, we still got the number one overall pick.
Yeah.
Still got the number one overall pick. And
yeah.
One thing I do want to guard against, because I was super amped during free agency. Obviously, you get happy when your team is signing all these players, but you know, very, very rarely does a team that wins free agency actually go onto the field and win a lot of games. Right? It doesn't happen very often. What I will say is that I do like where Spytek went with this free agent signings. I like the deals, how he structured them. I think just about all of them are 3-year deals. Like I said, after 3 years, you got to make the decision on Mendoza to give him his 5th-year option. And a lot of times that's, going at the end of that fourth year, going into that season is when you kind of start looking at, okay, do we get this guy on an extension now and get him locked up early? Like that's what, if you're a smart team, that's what you would do after that third year. Oh, he's balling. Okay, let's get him locked up now. Then get him get him early. I think that's what I want to say. That's what the Chiefs did with Pat. Like after year 3, they locked him up, and that's what you want to do. So I like how we structured the deals. The trades were great. The Teron Johnson trade was great because then you got that trade and you turned that trade and you got Geno off using that same pick that you got out of the Teron. So like, I just think I like how he was just structuring everything. All the
the Geno Smith trade. Oh, that was hilarious. That is so funny. And you got it. I forgot to give him credit. That is to trade Geno Smith to the Jets, the team that literally like was his downfall to start his career. I'm sure he signed off on it and everything, and then they have an opportunity. It gives him an opportunity for him to start or whatever. But I thought that was hilarious that he's going back to the Jets. They're gonna have to like take on that contract still, but they got some picks out of it. Yeah.
But I just wanted to remind everybody of this because I haven't talked about this often. I haven't brought it up in quite some time. But I told you guys years ago that Justin Fields was trash. I'm telling y'all for years, Justin Fields is trash. Justin Fields is so bad that the Jets saw what Geno Smith did last year and said, you know what? I'd rather have that than Justin Fields. Justified again.
That's hilarious.
What will you learn?
That's hilarious. That is funny, man. I don't know how to, and I haven't talked to any Jets fans or anything like that, but that's funny. That's funny, and I wonder how they feel about like. You could argue the worst starter in the NFL last year, in Geno Smith, starting quarterback.
No, Justin Fields was a starter. Geno Smith was better.
Okay, hold on. I want to see. Let me look at Justin Fields' numbers compared to. Let's look at Justin Fields' numbers. Look, I'm not. They're both trash. I'm just saying. Who's worse?
Peep this. There was a game where Justin Fields threw for 60 yards, and 40 of those 60 yards was on a screenplay to Breece Hall. There's a game where Justin Fields threw for 87 yards in 4 quarters. 87. This is not even a question.
So he had 7 touchdowns and 1 interception last year.
Justin Fields?
Yeah. All right, let's look at Geno Smith here.
We already know how many interceptions. Geno Smith he doubled his interceptions and he doubled his touchdowns with interceptions. Geno Smith had like 15.
He had 19 touchdowns, but he had 17 interceptions.
Yeah.
But look, we're basically arguing who's more trash. But to your point though, they're looking at Geno Smith as a guy that can hold down the fort until they can get. Well, you know what they looked at Geno Smith? Wait, hold up. The Raiders have the number 1 pick because of you. So the Jets are like, maybe you can help us get the number 1 pick.
They could have did that with Justin Fields.
I'm just
Justin
saying,
Fields led them to number 2.
Nah, for real, man.
And if we didn't, if they didn't win, what game did they win? They didn't win some crazy game that they shouldn't have won.
Yeah, facts, man. Hey, look, that's them. But I gotta get that right there. That was another move by Spy Tech. I respect it, like because they were gonna release him for nothing, but they picked up an extra 6th-round pick. It's just a shrewd move, shrewd move. All right, we're gonna have to pay this contract either way. Let's go ahead and trade him. But yes, so far I like what Spike Tech is doing. It's just unfortunate that it kind of gets ruined a little bit with this Max Crosby situation. You know, that was like his headline, like, oh man, he was able to get 2 first-round picks for a guy that's going into his 30s and Max Crosby. And, he's also had, injuries over the years, and we kind of see it. We see where it's going because this guy's playing every snap. Like, how did the coaches not step in? Like, he's playing every snap. Like, that's not going to affect him as he ages.
But because they had no balls, man. Like nobody was balling. And then Max Crosby, he would throw a fit. Remember, I think AP pulled him off the field. He threw a temper tantrum. Like, bro, like
Yeah.
they didn't know how they didn't know how to rein that dude in. To be honest with you, they didn't know how to rein him in, and it showed. And like he's like Max was a big fish in a little pond. You know, even though like Vegas, the Raiders are like a super popular team, but they suck. And they've been devoid of talent for years. So you finally get a guy that's that talented. He feels he can do whatever the hell he wants to. So he was acting how he wanted to. Like who just storms out of a team facility and like throws a temper tantrum and then like is on social media like and nothing happens. No fine, no nothing. Like they just let him do it.
That's true.
Like no like a good organization don't let stuff like that slide. Like bro, I'm gonna make an example out of you to let everybody else know. Like it's like going to jail. You sock the biggest dude in jail to let everybody else know. Like if I do it to him, you for sure can get it.
Yeah.
So like, and if you just let a dude just do whatever hell he wants to with free reign, well, that's what Max was basically doing. He was basically doing whatever hell he wants to because Max shows up early and Max works hard. Okay, that's all well and good. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But you also gotta fall in line and follow the rules. Like that's part of it too. And he was doing whatever the hell he wanted to do. And now, like it seems we have some people that's in the building that's like, no, bro, that's not how this goes. You're not bigger than the team. You might be the best player on the team. You might be the most important player on defense, but you're not bigger than the team. So you're gonna fall in line and act accordingly. Or if not, we're gonna discipline you or get you up out of here. And they attempted to get his ass up out of there.
Yeah. And the thing is, Rob Leonard is gonna let him be him. You know what I'm saying? So he's not gonna be the guy that's gonna tell him like not to be you, and he's not gonna be the guy to tell him you can only play this amount of snaps. Like he's gonna let him do him. It's just like, man. But it is what it is. We'll see how this Max Crosby situation plays out. Hopefully the Raiders can find a way to make the best out of the situation and get a good deal out of this. But obviously, in my opinion, they shouldn't just accept any deal. I think there should be a possibility where they should be open to Max coming back, or they can wait it out. Like someone in the chat earlier, I think DJ was saying earlier, like it's not the ideal situation, but there is a possibility that they're gonna have to wait this out all the way past the draft, all the way into training camp. I hope not before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't get to that point, but I think it's gonna, if they're gonna trade him, and I think if teams are gonna be open to like doing it, hopefully before the draft, but for sure after the draft. But
look, if the Raiders were smart, this is something we haven't talked about. We haven't talked about for a while because it's kind of been out of sight, out of mind. If the Raiders were smart, they would try to settle with Christian Wilkins. They would try to settle with Christian Wilkins, because if not, because that's like if you look at the biggest dead cap hits on our cap, Christian Wilkins is sitting at $30 million worth of dead money on our cap. Geno is at like 16. So the biggest dead cap hit we have is from Christian Wilkins, and it's because how we released him. And we're not going to win that arbitration, bro.
Man,
we're not going to win.
Christian Wilkins is full of shit, bro. Why is he not on the team?
There's teams that's been interested in him. There's teams that's interested in him.
Hey, the interested in enough where he's not even on a team.
Oh yeah, there's teams that have been interested in him. Like I just looked it up earlier, and I was reading a report about it. There are several teams around the league that are interested in him, but they want to check in and see how his rehab is going and all that stuff. So,
but that's the problem, and that's the problem that the Raiders had. It was his rehab. He's still rehabbing because he didn't want to get surgery, which maybe. Hey, look, at the end of the day, that's his body. That's what he wants to do, as far as how he wants to go about with his rehab. But then that's a problem with the Raiders, because at this point, like, all right, you're kind of, what are we doing here?
Yeah, but the problem with the Raiders is that as long as Christian Wilkins is showing a good faith effort to try to return to the field, which is the thing that everybody got mad about Christian Wilkins. What was he doing? He was in the team facility working out. So,
bro, he was dancing, bro.
He was working out, dancing too, but he was working out. So as long as he's showing a good faith effort to actually try to get back on the field or to stay in shape, you can take as long as he wants to take. But and like I said, that's a very high bar to clear to show somebody's not showing good faith. That speaks to state of mind. And anybody knows anything about arbitration or anything about legalese or how things or litigation or how stuff goes in the courtroom, proving state of mind is extremely difficult to prove unless you have like text evidence or verbal with him saying, "I don't give a damn, I ain't coming back." You know, I know
Yeah.
my foot's never going to be like. And so as long as he's doing the necessary stuff he needs to do, as long as it may take, he's well within his right to do that. And the Raiders effed up because they would have just cut him and said sexual harassment. He harassed somebody on their team. We cutting him for this, but no. They went the idiot route. It was like, oh, we didn't rehab fast. He gave him a second opinion, and that's as soon as they did that, that put them in an area they didn't want to be in. And they're it like so. I don't know if that was a Pete Carroll decision or if that was a Spy Tech or a Brady decision.
Yeah.
Whoever made the decision to go that route, they were stupid. It was a stupid decision. And now we got $30 million dead in our cap, and we're not going to get. We're going to lose. We're going to lose. So it is what it is at this point.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That's something that I think might be resolved, or we might find the answer to that, like probably during the season. Is that when the hearing?
Probably. That's why I told everybody it's going to take a long time. Remember, Vinny, like, who said it was going to be fast? I think Vinny B's like, oh, it's going to be done in a few months or something like that. Like, bro, that's not how this stuff works. It takes forever.
It is what it is, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in at this point, clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Severe, man, let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff.
You guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, X, IG, TikTok, Snapchat, everywhere. The Severe Raider. Holla at your boy. Kick, Twitch. Can't forget about those, man. Holla at your boy. Tuesdays and Thursdays with my guy PharoahNFL and with the 50-50 show and with the Round the Shield, man. Make sure y'all tap in this Thursday. Phone lines be open. Coach, if you want round two, bro, come on, call on in. Or Black Sales. Brother, we've been trying to get you on. Maybe call on in too, brother. Anybody that want to call in, you know, we down to chop it up with you guys.
Oh,
Sundays and Wednesdays with my guys in the Raider War Room. Chris Protect the Shield, 805 Raider. And then on Mondays, man, I got something else popping off. Like I said, it's not really Raider centric. It's going to touch on multiple sports teams. It's a little bit something different. If y'all want to hear some different takes about some different sports, make sure y'all tap in on that show. We might talk about boxing, we might talk about basketball, baseball. You know, they watch hockey. We might get into some hockey talk. That ain't my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But you know, they talk wrestling too. They might get into some wrestling. It's gonna be a little bit of everything, man. So if you guys have more interest outside of just the Raiders, make sure you tap in for that show. It's Mondays at like 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern.
There you go, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. We'll be back here later this week around the Shield, obviously 50-50 every Tuesdays. And then also, yeah, man, like Severe said, every Thursday around the Shield, that's the call-in show. So if y'all want to call in, let us know about your thoughts on the offseason. Obviously, this scumbag organization they call the Baltimore Ravens. Let us know this Thursday. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about where the Raiders go from here. Hopefully, we'll have more answers. Hopefully, maybe the Raiders by that time, because I remember last time saying that, oh, hopefully the Raiders figure out this Max Crosby situation. They end up trading him for 2 first-round picks. So maybe, hey, look, by this coming Thursday, they figure out the Max Crosby situation again, and they were able to recoup some of the value and hopefully get 2 first-round picks. But I think at best, for being honest, I think it might be like a first and a second. Like, I don't know if a team is going to be.
Raider Smoke said he calling it to the Cowboys first and a second. Raider Smoke, from your lips to God's ears, man.
Hey, it might happen. I mean, that was the deal. That's a quote. That's a deal that was on the table initially.
Yep. But they just traded for Rashawn Gary though. That's the thing.
I know. But but the good thing about the Cowboys deal is that they would get the number 12 pick.
Yeah. But I said the Cowboys just traded for Rashawn Gary, so I heard they weren't interested. I think Diana, but that's posturing too. This could be posturing too. Like, no, we're not interested at all anymore. Just to try to lowball the Raiders. Yeah. So hopefully that happens, man. Hopefully that happens.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Yeah, man. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit that subscribe, clock in at this point, clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Follow me over social media, PharoahNFL. Obviously, subscribe to the channel, PharoahNFL. And then follow Around the Shield all over social media, including X and IG, for the latest and greatest with the Raiders. We appreciate everybody coming through. Any last thoughts before we head out, Severe?
In fact, we got like over 400 in the room, man. Appreciate everybody that stuck with us this long. I know it's super late on the East Coast, man. Anybody that's over on Twitter, But yeah, I'm pretty looking at my account, looking at Pharaoh account. Looks like we got a lot of people over on Twitter. Please come over to YouTube, like the video, subscribe, pop the video, all that good stuff. And before we get up out of here, I just want to say, I told y'all Justin Fields was trash. I told y'all, telling y'all for years.
All right, y'all, man. We out of here, man. Peace.